educators around, the teaching and non-teaching staff, students' body, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nabila Sharifa, an environmental ambassador from Egypt, Cairo City. I stand before you to talk about a topic: greening schools transforming our environment through a safe and sustainable initiative within schools and communities. Jane Goodall once said, "It is easier to look at the scale of climate change and feel powerless. But remember, every great movement in history began with a single voice and a single choice. Our daily habits, the choices we make about what we consume, how we travel, and how we treat our local ecosystem, ripple out to create a global change. Let us not wait for someone to come save our planet. I believe everyone here is able to plant a tree. Or do you want us to sit back and wait for the environment to be filled with litter? Or you want us to sit back and wait for all the trees to be cut down? We all need to stand together and support our planet. Transforming our environment through a safe and sustainable initiative involves a mixture of climate-smart infrastructure, renewable energy adoption, and practical environmental education. This safe and sustainable initiative directly mitigates climate change, while equipping the students with safe and sustainable initiatives like agriculture and ecological skills. Some of the key strategies that can be improvised are renewable energy integration. This is where schools should adopt solar energy for lighting prep rooms, dormitories, as well as installing cooking stoves that can be used in kitchen instead of using electricity, which is way expensive. This is also friendly because it helps to reduce carbon footprints, as well as reducing the volumes of wood and charcoal used for cooking. Just imagine all the schools in Uganda using wood for cooking. That means the rate at which we cut down trees will be so high, and which is a threat to our earth. Water conservation strategies. I bet we all here use water in doing various activities, and we all need water to live. So I beg that we all establish rainwater collecting systems in large tourist tanks. This helps to maximize water use and also control soil erosion. This also ensures a clean and sustainable supply for students during dry seasons. Imagine where you have no water to drink, you have no water to wash your clothes. We really need this. We really need the resources. These are resources provided to us. We don't pay for them. So if we're able to utilize them correctly, we're able to live in a safe environment. Encouraging students to plant and nature shade trees, fruit orchards and boundary woodlands. This naturally fences our school environment and prevents encroachment. For example, the encroachment that you see, and many times many schools don't have money to put like the fences you see. But since you've planted trees, which is not something that needs too much money, you can plant the trees and everyone knows your boundaries. For example, the One Tree, One Child initiative has reduced global emissions from 38 billion metric tons by 20% per year. Currently, forests have consumed 19 billion metric tons of carbon, that are equal to 50% of the global carbon emissions. That means if we all had planted trees, we would have reduced carbon emissions to at least 20% or lesser. Developing vegetable and fruit gardens. In schools, I believe there are many skills adopted. If we take agriculture as another skill and we make gardens, we're able to supplement the school feeding as well as providing a new environment for learning for biology and agriculture students. Waste management and composting. This is where you're able to establish well-labeled waste bins for separating the biodegradables from the non-biodegradables. The biodegradables can also be used in the gardens you have placed in place to be able to produce more yields for the food you use to eat. And the non-biodegradables can be taken for recycling to produce new materials. And then you're not able to lack products to use because everything is in place. The time when it comes to an environment where every place is filled with litter. And when you come out of your own house, you have no place to put your footstep. I don't bet that anyone here would wish to live in a dirty environment. No. Would anyone wish to do that? And I know that a dirty environment is filled with many problems. You always have to go to hospitals because you have to get sick, obviously. So we all have to be in this. We all have to work together. And also empowering student-led environmental clubs like Nature Club, Woodlife, and so many others. These help to conduct compound cleanups like you've seen. They also maintain the sustainability audits to prevent litter and the associated problems. You should also use guidelines from the national bodies, like the National Environmental Management Authority. These basically teach about how you can conserve your environment, how to treat your resources, and many more. They don't do it just for fun. They do it to teach us. They do it to make us know how important our environment is to us. In order to transform our environment, communities should embrace climate-smart agriculture. But we all rely on agriculture because you cannot live without eating. No one could do that. We cannot live without eating, obviously. So, if we want to live with agriculture, we need to do it in the right way. The people that apply many fertilizers and pesticides want to assure you about one thing. You're really degrading the level at which your soil is. You're making it more infertile. I believe that you want to make it more fertile, but too much application of fertilizers, it makes it more infertile. So we have to do our agricultural practices responsibly to be able to get good yields and good food production. As well as for agroforestry, you find that many people best in agriculture, like the trees and other plants, to make their own products. Like the people who make the desks, the people who make charcoal and so on. They all use trees. And now assume all trees are cut down just only for production. That means we have no tree left. And now we're going into hell. That is a dead pit of hell. We're going to lose everything. No one can live here if you have no tree. Because there will be too many carbon emissions in air. That means you will have too much heat in the atmosphere. And that is not a good place to live. So if we want to live in a good environment, plant trees. If you cut down one, plant two. It's not that hard. I want to assure you about one thing. The health of our planet quite literally lies in our hands. If we make the right choices and use every day to make a difference, we're able to live peacefully. Thank you for listening.